Ever wonder if we could rebuild our teeth like we fix like a broken bone?
Hmm. Interesting.
That's kind of the whole idea behind biomimetic dentistry, and that's what we're going to be diving into today.
Yeah, it's really fascinating, taking inspiration from nature to come up with these treatments that are more compatible with our bodies.
Yeah. And we're going to be looking at a scientific review article. It's from 2023, from the BMC Oral Health Journal,
Okay.
and it's called Biomimetic Approaches and Materials in Restorative and Regenerative Dentistry by Singer and others.
Wow.
We're talking self-healing fillings, materials that mimic natural tooth structure, even regrowing entire teeth.
The future of dentistry might be a lot more natural than you think.
Yeah, so let's start with the basics. What exactly is biomimetic dentistry?
Well, in general, biomimetics is all about copying nature's designs and processes to solve problems.
Yeah.
I mean, we see this everywhere. Think of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, okay.
Its structure was inspired by our bones.
Oh, wow.
Or like, those high-tech swimsuits.
Yeah.
The ones that mimic shark skin to reduce drag.
Oh, yeah.
That's biomimetics in action.
So in dentistry, instead of just patching a hole, it's about working with the tooth.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about restoring that natural function, strength, and appearance. And, traditional dentistry, a lot of times you're removing healthy tooth structure to make space for a filling. The biomimetic approach, though, it tries to preserve as much of that natural tooth as possible.
Right, okay. So that definitely sounds better. So how does this work in practice? What are some of these biomimetic materials?
Oh, there's some exciting ones.
Yeah.
One is glass ionomer, or GIC.
Okay.
It's actually been around for a while, but what makes it biomimetic is its ability to kind of act like man-made dentin.
Dentin, so that's
Yeah.
the layer beneath the enamel.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And just like natural dentin, it releases fluoride,
Uh-huh.
which helps protect the tooth from further decay.
So it's kind of like a smart filling.
Exactly.
It's not just patching the problem, it's working to prevent future issues.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
What else is out there?
So another interesting material is composite resin. This is probably what you think of when you think of a white filling.
Right.
But what makes it biomimetic is that it's designed to mimic the hybrid structure of our natural teeth.
Oh, so it blends in?
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
It aims to match the tooth, both in how it looks and in how it functions. And here's where things get even more interesting. Scientists are actually developing self-healing composite resins.
Self-healing. So if I get a tiny crack in a filling, it'll repair itself.
That's the goal, yeah.
Wow.
They're incorporating like tiny capsules into the resin. And these release healing agents when damage occurs.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
Yeah, it's remarkable. And some of these materials, they use a special dye that bleeds at the site of damage, so it makes it easier for dentists to spot and address problems early on.
Oh, it's like an early warning system.
Exactly.
That's incredible. So GIC is it's like a smart filling.
Mm-hmm.
And then composite resin is taking a cue from Wolverine, like self-healing.
Right.
What about ceramics? I know those are often used for like crowns and veneers.
Yeah, so ceramics are a great example of how biomimetic dentistry can really achieve great aesthetic results.
Right.
They can, be engineered to match the translucency and the color variations of your natural teeth.
So they look completely natural.
Exactly. But the science behind them is also evolving rapidly.
Okay.
One example is apatite lucite glass ceramic. This one's actually designed with a structure that's remarkably similar to natural tooth enamel.
Wait, so they're creating ceramics that mimic the microscopic structure of our teeth?
They are, yeah.
Huh?
And there's more. Scientists are also developing bioactive ceramic coatings for implants so they can better integrate with your natural tissues. And then there are hybrid ceramics and something called functionally graded PICN materials. These are really pushing the boundaries.
Hold on. Functionally graded PICN materials, what is that?
It's a little technical, but they're essentially materials that combine the properties of both enamel and dentin,
Oh,
creating restorations that are incredibly strong and lifelike.
so we've gone from like filling cavities to essentially recreating the natural components of teeth.
That's right. And what's even more remarkable is that biomimetic dentistry doesn't stop at restoration. It's also exploring the possibility of actually regenerating lost tooth structure.
So we're talking about actually growing back parts of our teeth.
Yeah, you heard right. That's where biomimetic regenerative dentistry comes in. But before we dive into that, let's just take a moment to appreciate the incredible advancements that are happening in the realm of biomimetic restorative dentistry.
Yeah.
From self-healing fillings to ceramics that mimic natural tooth structure. The future of dental care is looking brighter and more natural than ever before.
I'm already amazed, and we're just getting started. Let's move on to this world of tooth regeneration. I'm ready to have my mind blown. What's the first stop on this journey?
Okay, so let's start with something called dentin remineralization. You see, our teeth are constantly going through cycles of demineralization and remineralization.
Hmm.
Demineralization is when acids, from food and drinks, attack our teeth.
Okay.
It causes minerals to leach out.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, it's a natural process, part of wear and tear.
Okay.
Luckily, our saliva, which has calcium and phosphate in it, it helps redeposit those minerals back into the teeth, and that's remineralization.
Okay.
So it's like this tug of war between the forces that are weakening our teeth and those that are strengthening them.
Okay.
Now, if demineralization outpaces remineralization, that's when you can get cavities and you get that sensitivity to hot and cold.
Ugh, I know that feeling. So how does biomimetic dentistry come in?
So traditional remineralization, they focus on promoting crystal growth on the existing mineral structures.
Yeah.
But biomimetic approaches actually create these tiny, tiny nanocrystals that can fill in the gaps within the dentin structure itself.
Oh, so you're rebuilding the dentin from the ground up.
Yeah, you got it.
So what are these nanocrystals made of?
That's where things get even more interesting. There's a whole variety of materials, each with its own way of working. So, for instance, there's bioactive glass or bag. This was actually originally developed for bone regeneration, believe it or not.
So they're taking something that's designed for bones and using it to rebuild teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
It shows how breakthroughs in one area can inspire innovations in another. And that's just one example. We also have casein phosphopeptide amorphous calcium phosphate, or CPP-ACP. This one's actually derived from milk.
Hold on, milk-derived compounds are helping to remineralize teeth.
Yeah.
Is that why they always told us to drink our milk?
Well, drinking milk alone won't rebuild your teeth.
Okay.
But CPP-ACP does deliver and stabilize calcium and phosphate ions right where they're needed.
Wow, who knew milk could be so high-tech? So what other natural inspirations are they using?
Well, how about mussels? You know how they cling so tightly to rocks? Well, scientists have been studying their adhesive properties, and it turns out they've led to the creation of polydopamine, or PDA.
Muscle-inspired adhesives. That's amazing. I never would have thought of that.
It's really wild.
How does that even work?
So PDA, it mimics the proteins that mussels use to attach themselves to rocks.
Oh, okay.
And these proteins have this strong affinity for both organic and inorganic surfaces.
So it's perfect for dental adhesives.
Exactly.
That's fascinating. And PDA is just one of many non-collagenous protein analogs, or NCPs, so they're essentially recreating the building blocks of teeth.
Right. NCPs, they're naturally found in our teeth,
Okay.
and they play this big role in mineralization and dentin formation. So scientists are creating these synthetic versions to help repair and regenerate damaged teeth.
So the possibilities are endless. What other NCPs are they using?
So there's several others, including polyelectrolytes like polyvinyl phosphonic acid and polyacrylic acid. These help strengthen and protect the dentin structure. There's also polyamidamine dendrimer, PNAM, which has this unique branch structure that makes it effective at remineralization. And then there's sodium trimetaphosphate, STMP, and this can actually strengthen dentin and make it more resistant to damage.
Wow, it seems like biomimetic dentistry is all about harnessing the power of things we already find in nature, bones, milk, muscles, to create these innovative treatments for our teeth. It's just incredible to think that one day, we might be able to regrow parts of our teeth.
Yeah, and that brings us to the next level of biomimetic dentistry, dentin pulp complex regeneration.
Okay.
So imagine not just the dentin, but also the inner part of the tooth, the part that contains the nerves and blood vessels. Imagine regrowing that.
Is that even possible? I always thought once that part's damaged, it's gone.
Traditionally, yeah, that's been the case. Root canal treatment, which involves removing that damaged pulp and sealing the canal, that's been the standard for decades.
Right.
And, it's effective at saving the tooth, but it doesn't really address the issue of regeneration.
So biomimetic dentistry is aiming to do what root canals can't, to actually regrow that living tissue.
Exactly. It's a real paradigm shift in how we think about dental care, moving from just fixing the damage to actually restoring it to a more natural state.
This is definitely next level stuff. How are they even trying to do this?
It involves a really fascinating combination of bioactive materials, growth factors, even stem cells. And the goal is to create this environment that encourages new dentin and pulp tissue to form.
So, like, give the tooth the tools to repair itself.
Exactly. And one of the key players in this is actually a material that's been used in dentistry for over a century,
Hmm.
calcium hydroxide.
Okay.
It's a strong alkali. It neutralizes acids. It fights bacteria. It stimulates the formation of a dentin bridge to help protect the pulp.
So it's kind of like laying the foundation for regeneration.
Yeah.
But you said it's been around for like a century. Is that really biomimetic?
Well, calcium hydroxide itself is not a new discovery, but it's the way it's used now
Yeah.
in combination with newer biomimetic materials that makes it part of this approach.
Okay.
For example, it's often used alongside mineral trioxide aggregate,
Yeah.
MTA.
MTA, yeah.
That's right. It's a biocompatible cement.
I think I've heard my dentist mention that.
It's become really popular as an alternative to calcium hydroxide.
Okay.
It seals better, doesn't degrade as easily, and it promotes even more robust dentin bridge formation. And then there's biodentine.
Uh-huh.
That one was introduced in 2009. It's got even further improvements in terms of strength and bonding and bioactivity.
So it's like they're constantly refining and improving upon these materials.
That's right.
So is there anything else they're using to promote regeneration?
There's also enamel matrix derivative, EMD. It's a protein extract that's derived from developing teeth. It's actually shown some remarkable regenerative capabilities.
Wow. So they're using proteins that guide tooth development to help repair and regenerate teeth?
It really highlights the brilliance of biomimicry,
Yeah.
and then the innovation continues with what's known as cell homing.
Okay.
This is using signaling molecules to attract the body's own stem cells to the site of damage.
Stem cells, those are the cells that can like develop into different types of specialized cells.
That's right. And you're essentially harnessing their regenerative power to rebuild the tissue.
How do they attract them to the damaged tooth?
One way is with platelet concentrates, like platelet-rich plasma, PRP, and platelet-rich fibrin, PRF.
Okay.
These are blood-derived products that are full of growth factors.
Wait, platelets? Aren't those involved in blood clotting? What do they have to do with tooth regeneration?
Well, it turns out platelets release a variety of growth factors that are crucial for tissue healing and regeneration.
Oh,
So PRP and PRF are essentially concentrated doses of these growth factors.
so it's like giving the tooth a boost of healing power.
Exactly.
Are there any other cell homing strategies?
Another area of research is focusing on bone morphogenetic proteins, BMPs.
Okay.
These are naturally involved in tooth development, and scientists are studying their potential to stimulate dentin regeneration.
So they're like tapping into the body's blueprint for building teeth to help repair them later?
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and then they're also investigating the use of other signaling molecules like hyaluronic acid, which is found in the tooth's natural matrix, and collagen, which provides a scaffold for cell attachment and differentiation.
Wow, there's like a whole toolkit of natural materials and techniques. It seems like they're using all of these to coax our teeth into regenerating.
Yeah, it really is a testament to the power of biomimicry.
Yeah?
The learning from nature, we're really unlocking these possibilities for dental care that were unimaginable before.
This has been an incredible deep dive so far. From self-healing fillings to the potential of regenerating entire parts of our teeth. It seems like the future of dentistry is really bright and very natural.
And we've only just scratched the surface. Welcome back.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot already. But we're not done yet. You ready to delve a little deeper into the future of biomimetic dentistry?
Absolutely. You know, after learning about all of these self-healing fillings and the potential for tooth regeneration, I'm really eager to hear, what this means for the average person, the one sitting in the dentist's chair.
Well, one of the biggest implications is a shift towards less invasive treatments, more conservative treatments.
Okay.
So imagine a future, where going to the dentist is less about drilling and more about preserving your natural teeth.
I think most people would agree that less drilling is always a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So biomimetic dentistry seeks to preserve as much of that natural tooth structure as possible. And this can lead to fewer injections, less discomfort, faster healing times.
So it's not just the materials.
Right.
It's like a whole philosophy.
Exactly. It's a whole new approach.
Yeah.
And, with these advancements we've talked about, like, tooth regeneration.
Yeah.
We might even see a future where procedures like root canals and implants become less common.
Instead of replacing a damaged tooth, you could regrow it.
Exactly.
That's pretty remarkable.
It is. And it raises an important question, about the longevity of dental restorations.
Okay.
So biomimetic materials, they're designed to integrate more seamlessly with your natural tooth structure. And this could mean longer lasting fillings, crowns, bridges,
So fewer trips to the dentist, that's good for our teeth and our wallets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Creating a more sustainable approach to dental care.
So out of all these advancements, what are you most excited about in biomimetic dentistry?
For me, it's that potential to shift our focus from treating just symptoms to actually addressing the underlying causes of dental problems.
Oh, I see what you mean. So instead of just, patching a cavity, it's more about helping the tooth heal and regenerate itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
By mimicking nature's processes, we can create a more holistic approach, a more preventative approach to oral health.
That's a powerful message. It really highlights how it's not just about these cool new materials or techniques. It's
Yeah,
like a whole different way of thinking about oral health.
it really is. It's a whole paradigm shift.
Yeah.
And I think that's really key for listeners to understand.
Yeah.
Biomimetic dentistry is all about working with the body's natural abilities to promote long-term health and well-being. It's about embracing nature's wisdom to create a more harmonious relationship between our teeth and the environment they exist in.
It's pretty amazing to think about how nature plays such a big role in inspiring all of these advancements.
Yeah.
We've seen everything from bone regeneration to milk-derived compounds to muscle-inspired adhesives.
Nature is a constant source of inspiration, isn't it? And by studying it and
Yeah.
emulating its design,
Yeah.
we can unlock all these incredible possibilities for improving human health.
Yeah.
And in the case of biomimetic dentistry, it's leading to a future where our smiles are not only healthier, but more natural and sustainable.
It's really inspiring to think about what the future holds.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where going to the dentist means like regrowing your teeth instead of getting fillings or implants.
It's a really thought-provoking vision, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, we're not quite there yet,
Yeah.
but these advancements suggest that it's not so far-fetched.
I definitely feel like this deep dive has changed the way I think about taking care of my teeth and about going to the dentist.
I agree.
It's really amazing to see, how science and nature are coming together to create these solutions.
I agree. It's really a testament to the power of human ingenuity, inspired by the brilliance of nature.
Yeah.
Biomimetic dentistry is a field that holds so much promise, and I'm really excited to see how it evolves in the years to come.
Thank you for taking us on this journey through the world of biomimetic dentistry. I think we've all learned something new and exciting today.
The pleasure was all mine, really. It's been a fascinating discussion, and I hope our listeners are as intrigued by the possibilities as we are.
We encourage everyone to stay curious, explore further, keep an eye on these incredible advancements that are happening.
Yes.
It might just change the way you think about taking care of your teeth. It's really incredible to think that we could be on the verge of like a dental revolution where our teeth can actually heal and regenerate themselves.
It's a future that really does have a lot of potential to change how we do oral health care.
And speaking of the future, I'm curious, where do you see biomimetic dentistry heading in the next, say, 5 to 10 years?
Well, I think we'll keep seeing that rapid evolution of biomimetic materials.
Hmm.
And the focus is going to be on creating even stronger and more durable and biocompatible options.
So like even better versions of the materials we've talked about, like the self-healing composites and the bioactive ceramics.
Exactly, yeah. And I also think there's going to be a greater emphasis on personalized dentistry. So treatments that are tailored to each patient's needs, even their genetic makeup.
Personalized dentistry, what does that even look like?
Well, imagine being able to analyze a patient's saliva
Okay.
or their genetic profile to figure out their risk for certain dental problems.
Yeah.
And then you could use that to create a personalized prevention plan
Right.
using these biomimic approaches.
Yeah.
Or picture using 3D printing to actually fabricate custom restorations,
Okay.
ones that perfectly match the patient's anatomy.
Wow, that sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
It really does.
But it's incredible to think that that could be, reality soon.
I know, and technology is advancing so quickly. I think we've only just begun to see what's possible with biomimetic dentistry.
It's exciting to imagine, a future where dental care is less about reacting to problems and more about, being proactive about promoting oral health and regeneration.
Yeah, and I think biomimetic dentistry can really empower patients to take control of their oral health.
How so?
Well, by understanding how biomimicry works, how our teeth function naturally, patients can make better choices
Okay.
About their diet and their hygiene, even the kinds of treatments they choose.
So it's not just about the dentist doing all the work. It's
Yeah.
about the patients becoming partners in their own oral health care journey.
Exactly, yeah. And I think that change in mindset is so crucial for really creating a sustainable and holistic approach to oral health.
Well, this has been an incredibly enlightening depth dive
Yeah.
into the world of biomimetic dentistry.
Yeah.
I think we're both leaving this conversation feeling really optimistic
Wow, absolutely.
about the future of dental care.
It's a field that's so full of innovation and respect for nature. And by learning from nature, we're unlocking this incredible potential to create healthier smiles,
Yeah.
ones that are more beautiful and longer lasting.
Well, we want to thank you, the listeners, for joining us, and we hope this has sparked your curiosity and given you a new appreciation for what's happening at the intersection of dentistry and nature.
Yeah, the future of oral health is really in your hands.
And it's looking brighter than ever.
It is.
So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep smiling.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll all be regrowing our teeth instead of getting fillings.